Hello world, welcome to Americana. I'm Willie Montague.
And I'm Shakea Hinton.
Well, on this show, we don't dodge tough topics. We run straight at them. No agendas, no fear, just truth and real conversation. Strap in because the easy answer's in right now. This is Americana. Are you ready? I'm ready. You ready? Who ready? We're getting ready to talk about college anti-Israel protests, reignite free speech or extremism, and then the Great Resignation, Marjorie Taylor the Greene. I had to throw that part in, all right. GOV versus gerrymandering, Prop 50 blowback, and then we're getting ready to have the conversation about outsiders coming into the political space. Without further ado, let's dive on into it. The campuses across the United States are seeing a new wave come through, a pro-Palestine and anti-Israel protests, some turning violent with donors pulling funding and administrators under fire. Well, Shakea, why can't these people, these students stay home and do what they need to do and study?
Well, that's the problem with college.
They need to, this is what I see with it, because most of it is, the most violent part comes from those who are pro-Palestine, to be honest. That's what I've seen the violence at.
Really? So that's your take, that it only comes from those students who are pro-Palestine. That's the only violence that you see in this.
Yes.
Why do you think that is, Willie?
I don't think it. I know it is because I went to a protest and I went in undercover. And so when I went into this protest, I saw somebody with a flag. So I'm going into the, I walked down to Lake Eola, go in there, I get my phone out, I'm in there, I'm in the crowd, I'm watching all this. And the nonsense that was spewed out and the hatred that was there, they started climbing up on the thing, trying to take down and put their flag on top of some of the statues that were people who were in the military here in the United States. It was horrible. It was a disastrous.
Well, I don't condone tearing down various statues or monuments or property that belongs to someone else. However, I do feel that it's necessary for them to exercise their rights of freedom of speech. We talk about that often. And we talk about being able to express their distrust of government. And I think the reason why your party, here we are, I feel like your party is intimidated by these protests because they are actually calling out the fascism that is happening within our government, and they are also upset about how we are actually partaking in a genocide.
And your party seems to only know when it becomes free speech, when it is something that is favorable for them.
I could say the same thing about yours because...
No, right now we're talking about your party.
No, we could talk about both.
Okay.
Two things can be said at the same time, right?
Okay.
So aside from the pro-Palestine protests, your party was very silent when HBCUs were under attack. When Charlie Kirk, hold on, let me finish my thought. Let me finish my thought.
Okay.
Charlie Kirk was assassinated. I don't condone in the manner in which he died. After his death, HBCUs around the country received death threats and bomb threats, which closed the campus for a few hours or a day or two. Why were we targeted? When I say we, meaning because I'm a product of an HBCU, why were HBCUs targeted when we weren't responsible for the death of Charlie Kirk?
Where's the testicular fortitude that HBCUs should have that parade around?
HBCUs, let's
HBCUs, where's the testicular fortitude that they always shout and scream when they walk up and down their schools and outside in these
Do you know
fields?
anything about HBCUs?
I know a lot of it, but where's the testicular?
What do you know about an HBCU?
The question is, where's the testicular fortitude that is in these schools, the same way it is when we had these other students or other predominantly white, as you call, what is your nickname?
PWI.
Where these PWIs are, where you know, we saw them standing up for something that was righteous or what they felt like we need to have at the campuses. So why is it that it's a problem with being able to fight back with the narrative? If you think there's something wrong with what was said or you was targeted, where was the stand? Why does it always have to feel like there's this shadow, as I said before, like we're always under attack in the United States? If this is how you feel, this is what I said, not you,
Go ahead.
but I mean as overall, then why continue to sit under that auspices if you feel like this country is just not the place for black people?
So it's not that it's not the place for black people. It is because black people are intentionally targeted for harm. We are targeted for violence, and we are often blamed for things that your party don't want to take credit for. Case in point, there is a young lady who is now trying to pick up the mantle of Charlie Kirk, a white woman, who intentionally goes into liberal, democratic, or black spaces to cause a reaction.
Who?
I think her name is Caitlin,
I know you're talking about,
something like that.
Yeah.
Caitlin Bennett. She intentionally goes into places and invokes rage for clickbait and for reactions. That is not what Charlie Kirk, I think, would have wanted. What he was trying to do on college campuses is what you and I are doing now. We're having a civil conversation, whether we are on the opposing sides or not.
Well,
what she's doing is causing people to retaliate, to cause harm so that she can get clickbait.
But okay, in turn, and we'll move on, in turn, what was Black Lives Matter doing? Inciting rage and violence, going through.
And what was January 6th?
Because it was a march of freedom. Let's go on to the
January 6th.
It was a march of freedom.
That's a good transition.
Great Resignation.
Let's talk about
After 5 years, Marjorie Taylor Greene will resign from Congress in January 5th, 2026.
Yes.
So let's have this conversation.
Yes.
The Great Resignation.
That is a great segue to transition from January 6th to now talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene, yes, of January 5th of 2026. I am actually shocked that she put in her resignation on Friday via social media. It wasn't even like your typical, you type your email and you send in your resignation. She actually went to social media. I think Marjorie is afraid of the blowback that she is now getting for being called a traitor by President Trump. That was his right-hand woman. She was the poster child of MAGA. Now that she is under fire, at least for a week, she can't take the heat. So now she resigns.
I don't think it's that she can't take the heat. What I really think is happening is that there is a plan that she has. And I believe with this plan, because it was mentioned before about her possibly running for the governor. It was also mentioned about running for the senator or something like that. So I just think that this is intentional. I think it's a time that some people are saying they don't like the fact that she resigned because I believe after 5 years that you get a pension. She
does. So she resigned one day after her pension went into effect. Yeah.
However, nonetheless, I believe that at the end of the day that she has a plan because we need individuals like Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Ooh, so you weren't singing that tune earlier this week. So what
tune did I sing earlier this week?
You were calling her a traitor. And
I didn't say that.
You did echo what your daddy
said. Y'all,
said.
please rewind that.
You did echo this,
Shakea,
Willie.
I did not say
Willie,
that.
I would not miss words. I would not put words in your mouth.
literally said that I was in agreement with because President Trump has changed when it came to that's what I said. I never called Marjorie Taylor Greene.
You did, Willie.
We're going to have to run
that back.
Y'all back there, run that back.
We can certainly run that back.
We're going to have to run that back.
But now, do you think with her resignation, will that actually trickle down to other Republicans? There seems to be a civil war within your party, no?
I think the civil war is not in our party. I think is the fact that there are people getting backbones, they're going other places because again, we do see that on the left, the radical left, as I love to say so nicely,
do. Sound just like your
that their weak need jellyback cowards. And I think that we have to be able to get to a place as the Republicans to recognize that we are the force to be reckoned with. And I think that in this time we're seeing more black conservatives rise up. They're not being feared.
Really?
Yes, we're not.
You think more black conservatives are rising up
they
now.
are, yeah.
What are they rising to?
They're rising.
They're not rising to jobs
they're
because Trump has already taken those jobs away.
No.
So what are they rising to?
It's the illegals that
What are
have
they
taken those jobs away.
Again, I'm asking, what are you? What are the black
have you not seen that this is the turn again? The only president that has put and allocated funds towards black things, black communities, black economic success, and no one wants to recognize that.
And yet he has now rescinded on those things.
He didn't rescind.
He is rescinding on black and brown
issues.
Fake.
That's fake news.
And if you want to talk about it, Willie, the same black conservatives that you so proudly boast about used to be on the sidelines cheering him on, Trump for president, Trump for president. I have not heard an ounce from them when they lost them jobs. Yet they were all in the lines.
So you guys, let us take
food pantry.
Let us take this.
Okay, and also the
break.
Latinos too.
It's all fake news. Fake news, people. Fake news.
Very good.
We have to take a quick commercial break, but don't move. We will be right back. You're watching Americana. Woo! Welcome back to Americana, y'all. This has definitely been an interesting conversation. Now let's talk about GOP versus, and that's the Grand Old Party for those that are not aware. We're not the radical left. Gerrymandering Prop 50 blowback. California's Proposition 50 passed overwhelmingly in this year, 2025, redrawing congressional districts in favor of Democrats. And it's now under federal DOJ lawsuit. Republicans call it a blatant power grab. And I believe it is. It is. It is a power grab from Democrats, of course.
Yes, it is.
Now, this is what's interesting, because for so long, Democrats always gerrymander in the name of trying to have representation in certain areas where they still don't represent. If you go down most of any Democrat-ran city, Shakea, it is disastrous. It's filled with homelessness. We see the poverty line is below any national level. We see a bunch of Title I schools, and we do not see a thriving community in black or brown communities, predominantly where these districts are drawn. But yet and still, people get out time and time again and still continue to vote for, whether they're white or black, they vote for these Democrat leaders in the name of they're going to help us because we're black and we're poor.
Oh, poor little Tink Tink. Are you finished?
I'm finished.
Okay, great. I am super proud of the independent committee in California who actually drew these maps. I am proud that Governor Newsom stood 10 toes down and looked Trump in the face and said that you really aren't going to bully me into doing what you want to do with your time in office. I think the power grab statement is absolutely correct. Gerrymandering is the definition of power grabbing. When you have a party that is a super majority, it is in your best favor to align policies and maps to align with your party. Why? Because that would succeed you once you continue, with your tenure in the seat. So you have red states who do this all the time. Now that California has done it, it's now a lawsuit. So you have states like Florida, if we happen to live in Florida. Florida is known for forming maps that intentionally exclude black and brown communities. The governor of said Florida is known for intentionally drawing maps that would eliminate a predominantly black area, I want to say in North Florida, I believe. And since then has caused more issues with the congressional maps. Do you know about that story
Yeah,
at
so
all?
let's talk about two things.
Sure.
First, we was just talking about Governor Newsom. And so
y'all are known for name calling. You sound just like your daddy Trump.
That's fine. It
Piggy,
it works.
Idiot, all the things.
It works.
Yeah.
So Governor Newsom, and so with a person like him, it blows me away that he would think about these maps and the fact that he never wanted to look at the maps where it was Putin maps all over California, and that never was a crisis or issue at that time, and he never stood 10 toes down to President Trump to say, I'm going to clean up the disaster that was in California. That's the first thing. When we go to the state of Florida, we look at the fact that there was a district that was drawn from Orlando all the way to Jacksonville, Florida. That was the Democrats drawing and gerrymandering. That didn't make no sense.
Well, many of the maps, when you form them, you either are packing or you are cracking them, meaning that you are trying to populate as many of those opposing people in one small district so that they can have a supermajority in another. It has worked. It has worked for years in Florida, which is why we have so many Democrats who are spread out amongst the state, and Florida is seemingly red. If they had a fair map drawn for the state of Florida, I truly believe now, especially coming up in this midterm election, we will not see Florida as red as it was in the 2024 election.
But what would be fair? Because I think what's fair is what I see that Governor Sanders is getting ready to do, which is 5+ seats are getting ready to
Well, he's trying to
red.
cancel out what Governor Newsom just did in California. Like they are now playing tick for tack. So the Democrats are now just waking up. If y'all want to play ball, let's ball. Y'all want to redraw these maps so it's favorable to your party? Let's do the same thing. But you're going to see in the upcoming midterm election, you're going to see a lot of these red states turn purple. And I'm so excited. We got a little taste of that a couple of weeks ago with Zoran Mamdani.
Yes. So Mamdani was New York. I will let that go. Outsiders coming into the political space. Speaking of that, Mamdani and President Trump shared a wholesome meeting.
Or you can just call him Mayor-elect.
We can call him
Mayor-elect of New York City.
We can call him Shore.
Yeah.
What does this mean? What does this mean for America? And yeah, what does it mean for America?
I am actually interested to see how this relationship is going to play out. I was not expecting for them to have such a cordial meeting, right? Because it was once like a David and Goliath campaign trail for them. Trump publicly endorsed his opponent. But then during their press conference after the meeting, it seemed like a Batman and Robin type of feel.
You know, that's what concerned me.
That's what concerns you?
Yes. I don't want to. I don't want a Batman and Robin.
Okay.
What I need is for Batman to get the Joker.
So
this is what we're seeing with Mamdani here. He is a
Zoran Mamdani.
Like I said, a Mamdani. He is a Joker, and we are going to see. So what does that make Trump? Trump is the king of Make America Great Again.
Here you go in your coat. King.
He is.
And y'all talk about there's no kings. Did you just hear this man say he is king? Y'all,
let me clarify what I said. I said he is the king of Make America Great Again.
Sure.
See how this is where the disinformation.
This ain't disinformation. I'm just repeating to you what you just said.
This is where the disinformation comes from. But nonetheless, see, she gonna try to bait me into this. Because I know it is. I know there is but one king, and that is my Lord and Savior,
Come on.
Christ. All right.
That's good.
So, nonetheless, hallelujah, praise the Lord. So, moving on. Nonetheless, but outside of that, I do really see that I think it's going to be something that's going to blow back in our face.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, I'm curious to see, because Trump is known for being wishy-washy. Now, he can get in one of his episodes of either schizophrenia or bipolar 1 or 2, and he'll go on a rant on Truth Social, and him and Mamdani can be at odds. We have no idea what can set him off. But what I am curious to know, what actually was said behind closed doors? Like, how did they come to an agreement about affordability when Trump just said last week that the Democrats just came up with a new word, affordability? But he ran on affordability last campaign cycle.
Shakea, I honestly think with that, I think that, remember, Trump knows the art of the deal. And as everybody looked at those pictures, you saw mayor-elect lean into Trump. Trump has the power. He just did attaboy to
I don't think it was an attaboy. I think both of them are playing each other. I think when you enter into politics, there's a certain decorum and couth that you have to have. I think mayor-elect is actually schooling Trump on what it looks like. Yes, I do. On what it looks
Trump?
like. Yes, I do. Because what he lacks, he may have business acumen. Okay, I can't take that away from him. He has business acumen, but what he lacks as a president is couth and decorum. Although they come on the polar opposite sides of the spectrum, that was the most cordial meeting I have ever seen Trump have with someone that he was just talking down on, calling the man a communist and all of the things.
But see, this is the thing.
Do you not agree with that?
People think about couth and decorum. We're not looking for the Pope. We're looking for the President of the United States.
And you are absolutely correct. We are not looking for the Pope, but we are looking for some type of decency and integrity that you can have with someone on the opposing side of the spectrum.
You had laughing hyena Kamala Harris.
We had
get
it right. Don't
whatever.
You
had
Will.
A sleepy Joe Biden in the White House.
Kamala.
And how do you think that this country has fared? And you talking about looking for decorum and think there's no decorum with those two in the White House.
You know what?
But
Trump has shown us that decorum and couth is out of the window. It's ball. Y'all want to play ball? We can play ball.
On a lighter note,
sure.
It is Thanksgiving week.
I am grateful for you, Will.
I'm grateful for you. So speaking of that,
yes.
What are you grateful for?
I am grateful to have a platform where I can have opposing ideas and still cackle and kiki with you on and off camera.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm actually grateful for that, too. I'm grateful for life, health, and strength.
Yeah.
And in all honesty, in the times that we live in, it is a time that we can just be grateful for just being able to have life.
Absolutely.
I've just seen some things, lost a lot of family over the years.
Yeah.
And just thankful for life.
Yeah, I would say the same. I'm grateful for my husband, my kids, a roof over our heads, food on the table. It may sound cliche, but what we just saw recently within like the last 2 months, like that could actually be taken away at the drop of a dime. So
yeah, and I would say that because I was not for the government shutdown as long as it lasts. So it was definitely something that we felt, especially with our organization and stuff. And so anyway, out there, you guys, this is going to be a wonderful Thanksgiving for you all. So this concludes today's episode of Americana. Wishing everyone a happy holidays. I'm Willie Montague.
I'm Shakea Hinton.
And we appreciate you for standing with us on the day. Join us, same place, same time. You already know, right here on AFRO TV. You guys, we love you.
Yes.
Happy Thanksgiving, and let your voice continue to be heard.
Bye, guys.